Hey, Frank Paris here. Let me just get into the position of the lecture, which is going to be hopefully around 30 minutes. Um, I have a close-up table here. This guy right here is a close-up table which folds and you can take with you when you're doing parlor magic. I've got a Pat's mat here, a big one from patsmat.com. A little plug for their company. I've got a TCC bell, which I'll explain in a minute. It's a chop cup and a bell. And I've got a soul shaker for a marble through soul shaker on one table over here. Uh, this These are the props, some of the props I use. I've got chop cups. I did a chop cup lecture that I put up on Facebook. And let's get my phone out of the pocket. And I did a lecture on tables, holdout tables. What I'm going to show you is uh, 3 holdout tables. I mean, I really went into detail with the holdout tables, but I didn't go into detail with regards to what you can put in the holdout table. So this is going to be holdout tables part 2, so to speak. And I was brainstorming, I think, day before yesterday with the concept of one of the holdout tables. And I built it yesterday, so it's right over here. I'll show you that in a second. And I'm very happy with the result. A few bugs I got to work out, but I'm pretty much happy with the result on it. And it's, when you're talking about holdouts, you talk about, I think it's generally when you talk about a holdout, it's something that allows you to do a production or a vanish. The word holdout, I really haven't looked it up or decided what my definition should be with a holdout. It can be a holdout that's magnetic, which is what I specialize in, or it can be a holdout that is just something that's clipped inside your jacket and you have a ball hanging from it. I think I've got one example of that somewhere over here. Not sure where it is. I picked it up at the last Magic Live from this very wonderful booth who makes holdouts for bottles, and they make holdouts for bowls and that kind of thing. 2 ladies, I forgot their names, but they were very nice ladies. And the first time I had met them, and they've been around for years, but they're really a classy ladies with the products that they make, and I was very happy. I picked up a bowl holdout just to have, not because I'm going to use it. So I was enamored by the fact that they had these beautiful pieces that could fit in your jacket. One thing about holdouts is you can use too many holdouts. You can have holdouts all over your body. You can have them clipped to your belt. You can have them, which reminds me, I've got to show you that again because I probably will add that to this little lecture. Holdouts come in many shapes and sizes and forms, and they're a way of producing, say, a bowl or a bottle or when it comes to a chop cup. You don't see too many chop cup people using a holdout. They use more of a pocket when they're doing their chop cup routine, and they wind up at the end of the routine with a kicker, which is a bigger bowl or a different colored bowl or something underneath the cup. But like I said in the last lecture when I was talking about holdouts and chop cups, is if you're a magician and you're looking at the performer, you see where the finale ball is coming from. You know it's coming from one of the right hand or the left hand, that kind of thing. The trick with me is, and it's always been this way, is to be able to fool magicians into not figuring out where I got that, how I got that, what I got. And for me, the holdout, the magnetic holdout for me, in a table, built in a table, is what gets me to that eventual position where a magician will come up to me and say after the lecture, I had no idea where you got that ball or where you got this, that, or the next thing. And if you can visibly steal something and a magician doesn't know you're stealing it, or if you can visibly use a holdout, magnetic holdout, or whatever you want to call it, and not get caught by a magician, then you're covered. You're covered by a lay audience. You're covered by some snarky little kid that's oh, I know how that's done, that kind of thing. If you can come up with a methodology or a way of doing your routines where you do not use the same old to do what a lot of magicians do, and I'm sure these people earn livings and they make money and they go and do a lot of gigs and they do cruise ships and they do this, that, and the next thing. But for me, it's more about being able to surprise your audience. They don't know what you did to get to what you did. So that's basically what I'm saying. Okay, if I take this bell and I do this, okay, and then I go to reach for my phone over here, just like so, okay, you can see that the bell is still here. If I move the soul shaker here, and I just put the bell over here, you can see what I'm doing. Maybe you didn't see it. The clapper is missing. Okay, so that's how you surprise people with misdirection and with using a holdout. Okay, and in this particular case, the holdout is the table. The table is what stole the clapper, and I'll get into that in a second. Okay, but if I put the bell over here, and I ask you to see that there is no clapper in there, I tell you to look. Okay, and then I place my hand here, and I give it a little shake. The bell comes right back. The clapper comes right back. So again, it's misdirection. It's whatever you want to do. If you've got two of these tables set up on a regular table, or if you've got one table here and one table there, and in this particular case, if you have two holdout tables, you've got one here, and you've got one on the other side, and you're using them for other things. You're not just using them as holdout tables. Maybe you're doing a chop cup routine where you may use part of the routine where the finale ball is on the table, on the side of the table, magnetically attached to something that keeps it from falling, and that kind of thing. And you do a misdirection thing where you're here with the chop cup, okay, and you move it into this hand, and you've already stolen the finale ball, and then you just place it on this table, and then you lift up the cup, and there's your finale ball. So the misdirection is very important. So if these two guys weren't here, your main table would be this guy right here. It would be this table right here. And you're doing your routine here, all right? And you've got this other table over here, okay? And if I move the bell from this table here to over here, I've already lost the clapper that was here. And again, I'll go into that in a few seconds. So, but let me get back to the original reason for doing holdout tables part 2, magnetic holdout tables part 2. And I hate to bring this up, but I frequently do this in my excuse me, routines. Is I have a handicap. Okay, a couple of a few years, like 40 years ago, 50 years ago, I got wounded in Vietnam. So for me, okay, using my left hand, and I've always been left-handed, is key. Okay, whether I'm doing an Elmsley count, or I'm doing a card riffle, or I'm doing a card steal, or I'm doing a top force, or whatever, if I'm doing close-up or stage, the left hand is really the one that is the dominant hand, because I am lefty, but it was the dominant hand for Magic too. So you have to circumvent as a magician, and I can't remember who told me this. I don't know if it was Slidini, or because I took lessons from Tony Slidini, Frank Garcia, might have mentioned it, or even the Tannen organization when I was doing some work for Tony Spina, might have mentioned this. He says you have to develop a methodology for being able to use this hand in order to, because you're greatly reducing your ability by not being able to use the right hand for Magic 2. So over the years, I've developed different methodologies for using the right hand as well as the left hand, and it's worked out for me. I mean, certain things I can't do. I mean, I just, I can do a coin, a French drop, okay, leave the coin in this hand, okay, and it's not in this hand, and I show that this hand is empty, and then I just drop this hand, show this hand is empty because I dropped the coin in there, and then just come up and maybe drop it out of my nose. So if I had a coin, which I don't, I mean, I have coins, but I don't feel like getting up. I could show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's talk about the new holdout table. Let's talk about the holdout table that I've shown you guys already. All right, I've shown you this holdout table. Okay, in the other lecture, this is the holdout table here. And what you've got is magnets here, here, and here. You have magnets here, here, and here. And these could be holding something. They could be holding a magnetic ball, a magnetic 8-ball. I've got a TCC, up the phone, it's okay. TCC 8-ball over here. I've got one, I think, loaded in one of the tables. I think it's this table right here. And so you've got this nice little, you can buy these on Amazon. These are I think this one is 18 by 18 by 18, and it's a nice little cover to hide the magnets. Magnets you can buy on Amazon. I use where are they? I always use these little circle stickers to stick the magnets onto the side of the table with little wooden blocks, which are also stuck on the table with either epoxy glue or this little tiny. Let me see if I can get up and show you. This little tiny. Okay, getting caught here. Little tiny. Wooden blocks here that I've glued to the bottom of the table, so you can see those. And then the magnets, the round circular magnets, are a little bit larger than quarter size, and they're rare earth magnets. You can buy those on Amazon. I've got 3, okay? And then underneath, and I've got 3 in the back also. And then underneath, if you look, you can see one magnet here, one magnet here, one magnet here, one magnet there. That's to do steels, okay? The 8-ball or whatever it might be to do it in a production. If you look at my old show, my old lecture on magnetic holdout tables at YouTube, a magician Frank Paris holdout table on YouTube, you'll find and get a complete explanation on how these magnets, how you can get these magnets, where to get these magnets, how I attach them to the table, what I use to do that, and it's all up there. Okay, so this is the holdout table. Now this is for when you're doing a show, and I use these aluminum camera tables. And what I've done is I've actually taken a flange, put it on the bottom of the table, and just added this male flange here to a female flange, and it just screws and unscrews. All right, and these are aluminum tables. They do open up so that they get more stable. I have it closed right now. And these are actually tables they sell come from a company called, let's put that over there so you can see it. You can buy that. You get the, looks like a selfie stick kind of thing, and you get the base, and of course the tabletop you have to make. All right, and then you add the magnets and the little wooden blocks, which you can cut up with a miter box, if you know what that is. It's a box with a saw, and it holds a piece of wood for you, you know. And then, of course, these cloths, these are also cotton, black table napkins, which you can cover your table with, and that's what that looks like. Now, these are, like I said, 18 by 18 because the tabletop is big enough. And the computing for that is you take the diameter of the table, all right? You take the diameter of the table, and then you add 3 inches to each side. So the diameter of this table, I think, is 10 inches by 10 inches. This table right here, okay, is 10 inches by 10 inches, all right? Or even 11 inches by 11 inches. Let's just say 10 inches by 10 inches. So you take that 10 and you want 3 inches to drape over each side. So that would be 10 inches plus 3 inches, 10 inches diameter, and then you want 3 inches of cloth this way and 3 inches of cloth that way. So that would be 16 inches. So you want to get a tablecloth that is 16 inches square. All right? That gives you the latitude and the longitude of how much extra cloth you need on each side to hide whatever you're hiding, whether it's a golf ball, a ping pong ball, a tennis ball, a marble, for doing a marble through salt shaker, that kind of thing. All right. So now, when you do lectures, I'm going to be doing a lecture in Paris in May. You don't have the luxury of taking a lot of stuff with you on an airplane. So for the purposes of, let me just pick up my phone here, it's on the floor. For the purposes of flying, especially to foreign countries, you want to make something simple. Okay, so I'm going to just, let's see, is this camera following me? It should be following me. I think I lost my camera follow here. Let's just see if I can just tap lock again. Here we go. All right, so now it's following me. For the purposes of flying to another country, okay, you have to be compact and you have to be able to take things that you, I'm demonstrating, by the way, I'm demonstrating or lecturing magicians, is you need to pack light, okay? I see a lot of magicians doing cruise ships and they pack light, all right? So this is the table that I use for demoing, all right? I'm going to be at the lecturing at the Musée de Magique in May, which is a museum, a magic club museum, tourist attraction for magicians kind of place. And I need to bring something that's light. So these attachments you see here, first attachment is a small camera tripod, which you can buy for like $10, $12 on Amazon. It folds up and it unscrews from these pieces right here. Okay, and then if you type in on Amazon, so that's one thing you can order. That's the camera tripod for a small camera. And then if you type in camera accessories, camera brackets kind of thing, you'll run across something for $14 or $15, maybe even less, that shows different camera attachments. These silver camera attachments for cameras. And the pros use these things for attaching different things to their cameras. I think you get 20 of them for, if I'm not mistaken, $13, $14. I just ordered some more. So, and then you can just attach them. I attach them to a plexiglass sheet, which is 8 inches by 8 inches by 8 inches. I drilled a hole in the center. But it could be a piece of wood, 1/4 inch plywood or something like that, which is a little bit easier to work with than plexi. All right, now Underneath, we have those two little blocks that I told you about. The other one has three. This has two, and the magnets, Amazon magnets. And what keeps those blocks on the plexiglass tabletop is the fact that there are little circles. Where are they? These little round double stick circles. Okay, you peel one off. Cut it to size on the block that you've made up. These little wooden blocks, and you just glue it to the plexiglass. All right, and you can do the same thing with the magnets. You can glue the magnets to the plexiglass too. Now these other metal circles here, I think I talked about this in the first lecture I gave. These little metal circles are iPhone circles. I'm going to take the magnet off for a second. These are iPhone metal circles that stick to the back of your iPhone, and they give you the ability for your phone to be attached to a magnet if you want to mount it somewhere to look at your phone or in the car or something like that, or also to magnetically attract the lithium battery that's charging your phone. So these little metal circles are I think they're iPhone metal discs or metal circles. So you can see those up on Amazon. And of course you use those in combination with these round circles that gives you double the support. And then if you want to, you can put the magnet on it like so. So now you can hold something heavy, like a metal TCC 8 ball. Let me get one right here. See if I can just pull this down. Okay, so you see how that goes. All right, so you've actually got this thing attached, this TCC 8 ball, which is magnetic. They make it that way, so you can produce an 8 ball from your jacket or something using a holdout that they supply you with. Okay, so but if I wanted to grab this now, okay, under the cover of the silk, okay, with a little misdirection and just moving the table forward, I can do that. And then I can produce the 8 ball like so. Okay, I didn't want to reveal this right away, but I guess I had to. Okay, so basically, this is here. And what I'm doing underneath, let me just find the magnet. Oh, get this one here over here. As I'm stealing the ball like this, I'm moving the table forward, and these two fingers right here, okay, come in, I grab the ball and pull it off the magnet, and now I close my fingers as I move the table closer. I'm sorry, I should have put a piece of the circle disc over here. Maybe I will. Hold on. We'll put a little, let's see, a little circle disc here on here. All right, so now the little circle disc is on there. And then we're going to just peel off the back of the circle disc, because these are double peels. And you've got double stick them. And I'm going to just put that magnet on here. Let me just do this nice, okay? So we'll just put that on here like so. All right, so now that's double stuck on there. You can see that's double stuck on there. Okay, with the magnetic circles, again, on Amazon. And now I will take my ball, okay, and it's on there. And now I don't have to worry about the magnet following me on the ball. So now I come in, keep your fingers close together. But these two fingers do all the work. You're going to grab the ball and then close your hand and cup it. And this could be on your, on your shoulder like this, or it could be laying across a table. Okay, so you've got this cupped, and you're just going to come in and pull the silk off your shoulder, let's say, like so. And you're just going to drape it over your hand and then pull it forward, like so. Now, sometimes what I'll do is I'll show the silk, have somebody examine the silk, and then move the table forward or steal the ball from underneath a holdout in my jacket, so that the misdirection the first time might be from the ball coming away from the holdout that I wear on my belt. Okay, and if not, if it's coming off the table, then I'm just gonna, just like I showed you, I'm gonna grab it like so. Okay, and just drop it into my hand. Well, doing that when you're sitting down is not the easiest thing in the world. You should be standing up when you do this. So let's do that again. Okay, we'll put this underneath here like so. We have the black cloth like this. Whoops. Like so. And the misdirection is you give them the silk to examine. You grab the ball like so, just pull it away from the magnet and drop it down, and you're here. Then you ask them to hand back the silk. Okay, and you've, as an excuse, let me move the table forward so you can see everything that's going on. Now you just show both sides, and then pull forward, and then you've got your ball in your hand. So that's just one method for a holdout table that you can steal things from. It could be a tennis ball. You can drill a hole in a tennis ball, add some little tiny magnets, and they will stick to the bottom, like so. Again, you could have a ball on this side, a ball on that side. You could have a couple of extra marbles here for your marble in the salt shaker. You can do a steal from a holdout in your back pocket. To do the first time, do the first marble through salt shaker, and then the second time you can actually, let me show you this a little bit closer when you do the trick, and you can steal the marble the second time from the table, okay, by having that second disc that has a marble next to it attached. The marbles are magnetic. You can buy those on Amazon, get a nice little tin of 8 or 9 different colors. Double balls, and you can do, well, why don't I just do it here? I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get these out. These are all magnetic. They're yellow, but you get whites, you get purples, you get whatever. And basically, you want to make sure you get a cap that is stainless steel. So that when you drop the marble in, like so, okay, when it's in there, it'll stick to the, unless you turn this on here like this, and you've had this, this marble actually is here, this one is here, this is what they see, and you've got a magnetic holdout on you. Let me just follow me just for a second while I get my magnetic holdout. My magnetic holdout is not just a piece of cardboard with a magnet glued onto the cardboard with the circles, although I give those out when I do my lectures for free. This is my wallet, wallet that I keep all of my credit cards in, and I've added a couple of magnets to it, like so. So that when this is in my pocket, okay, and the magnet is attached to it, all right, I am going, that's the prep, okay, you could be wearing a jacket, you could be wearing a vest, that kind of thing. Now you have them examine the cap, then you give them the marble, show them the marble can't go through the bottom. And as you're doing that, you're loading this marble into the cap, similar to the way you would load the marble. Well, that's nice, but we don't want that to happen, actually. That's okay. So, all right. So, hand them the marble. Okay, let them look at it and hand it to them in the front, because you got all of these magnets over here. Okay, and so I just stole the marble, okay, from my holdout back here. All right, and now all I'm going to do is take and hand them the glass. Maybe you have them hold it right here. Tell them not to move. And you're going to just come down, okay, and you're going to come down, stick the other marble to your holdout, all right, and of course the vibration of you coming up kicks this marble off off the inside of the cap, and you've produced it. So now you've done this, okay, you've got another one here, so you can do it again. You can have them examine the marble, that kind of thing. Now these marbles come with a little bit of a rattle inside of them, because that's the magnet. And you could say in the old days they used to shrink genies. They used to shrink genies into bottles. Like the TV show I Dream of Jeannie. Some people won't remember that. Some people don't remember it. Some people are too young to remember that show. But you could say that they shrank the bad genies. The jinn, who was the kind of the CEO of all the genies, shrunk a bad genie into a bottle. But now, because real estate is so expensive, they shrink them into little marbles, so you can hear the little genie in there trying to get out. Okay, so now you can just have them examine the marble and have them examine the cap separately. All right. So while they're examining the marble and they've examined the cap, you just grab the cap in your hand like this. Let them examine the marble and the glass, and as they're doing that, you're putting your hand down. Not right away, just put it down and just leave it there. And you say, okay, examine the marble and the whatever, the cap, the glass bottle, okay, and then you're just going to load the marble in like so. It's just laying there. And I would say, I'm going to take this cap, very slowly turn it around, and it adheres to the bottom of the soul shaker, and put it here. Okay, and I'm going to just push it all the way into the bottle with the trap door, the secret trap door. Now you open it. Okay, you take out the marble, hold it in your hand, let them check these guys out, and let them check that out. Now if you want to steal it again, and you don't want to do it in the same place, then you stick it to the holdout here. Okay, I'm sorry, I got this in the wrong place here. This actually should go here. This should go here. So now you can steal the second marble again just by doing this. I have the marble in my hand. I'm just going to let it follow my hand all the way down. Okay? Well, that was sloppy. Let's do that again. Okay, so now this is attached here. And I'm just going to grab the marble. Okay, all I did was pull it off. It's right here. It's in my hand. See, I can't do this slow, because when I do it slow, I lose it. So let's do it one more time. Okay, and I'm going to grab it, move the table forward. Yeah, this cloth is too long. That's unfortunate. That's the problem. I've got some new cloths coming in. This is 8 inches. And I need 3 inches on each side. And these are longer than 3 inches. This is like 5 inches. So I need 3 inches on each side. So I can't grab the marble yet for this. Because if I grabbed it and it was 3 inches, it would come right into my hand. But because it is about 4 or 5 or 6 inches, I lose it. So that's just the issue. It's very important that you get the cloth the right size. So if this is 8 inches long, you want 3 inches on each side, 3 inches, okay? That will cover your tennis ball, that will cover your marble, that will cover your 8 ball, whatever the TCC magnetic 8 ball from tccmagic.com. That'll cover all of that, okay? 3 inches on each side. Maybe 2 inches on each side, but you got to remember, these companies only make the cloths in certain sizes. I mean, I see 17 by 17 on the cotton cloths. I see 18 by 18. I think I saw a 14 by 14, which I may order anyway. The ones I got coming today are 15 by 15. These are 18 by 18, and the 15 by 15 should do the trick. All right, so that's with a marble and salt shaker routine that you may want to do. You may want to order the marbles. They're magnetic marbles. They're online on Amazon. I think they're $14 or $15 for a whole bunch. Okay, but I would order two, because if you want to do it 3 times, you need 2 marbles. Okay, one on your back here, hold out here, and one underneath here. That's 2. If you want to do it 3 times and go back to the actual holdout that you pushed here, that you put here as you were coming up and putting and hitting the bottom of the salt shaker to dislodge the other one, then you need 2 packages, because you only get 2 marbles the same color. Okay, so that's I hope this is not too confusing for you. All right, now to get to the meat and potatoes of what I was talking about. Again, your finale bowl could be here with your, doing your routine with the chop cup. Could be. Now, if I just pull this bowl off here, see how it just falls right into my hand? I don't have a problem with the bowl, because the bowl is very heavy. Okay, so when it comes out, see, when I actually, sorry, just set up here. Okay, so it's here. You can see it here, right? When I go to grab this, all right, with these fingers and pull it off, it comes right off, and it's heavy, so it drops right into my hand, okay, my cupped hand. And it doesn't matter how long the thing is, but you want to make this table work for you, whether you're using a marble or you're using a heavy TCC magnetic 8 ball, or some kind of a production ball, like a tennis ball that you put magnets into. So you want to make it work for everything that you can. All right. So that's just an observation on my part. One more thing with the bell. Okay. With the bell, I've added some black material here. This is like rug material kind of stuff. So that when I go to do the steel with the bell, okay, I'm sorry, this is the one I got to use. See how if I'm standing here doing my show, and I use the bell as a prop, we need the magic bell in order to do the trick. Let's just get this covered up again. All right, so now the bell is like so, and I want you to watch the bell, because the bell is magic, and I'm doing a trick with a cup and a ball, and I need to make it magical, so I have to use the magic bell. Okay, and now the cup and the ball are magical. You don't even take the bell and make it invisible by pulling it down here. You have that bell there all the time. It's not going anywhere. So if I place it down over here, and my finger's here with the misdirection on the chop cup, you see that the clapper is gone. So the TCC bell is a chop cup bell that you can buy from TCC if they still have them. And you want the TCC bell that's the Ultra bell. Okay? And then what you're going to do is, because the magnet that they give you on the TCC bell, and you can do research on the bell so you can see how it works as a chop cup on the Ultra one. I've added a couple of extra magnets to it. These little tiny, come around here so you can see. These little tiny magnets on here, which again, you can go on Amazon and buy them. They sell them in little packages like this plastic package. So you can actually buy them, and you want really the fingernail size, and I've glued them with epoxy, JB Weld, as I mentioned in the last lecture. You get 2 JB Welds, and you just mix those two with a pop stick. Maybe you drop each on a piece of cardboard, and then you take a toothpick if you want, and just drop the toothpick drop onto the two magnets, and then they'll stick, and you're all set. Okay. And of course, when you do the bit like this, and then you say, "Gee, what happened? I lost my clapper." See if it fell somewhere. Did it fall? No, it's not there. I wonder where it could have gone. Now I just grabbed it back. And I say sometimes when you turn the bell upside down and you shake, okay, the clapper comes back. So all I've done here is when I went to lift up the clapper, which is stuck back there on the magnet, which I told you make with the little block of wood. See the little block of wood here with the cloth on it. I've added a little cloth to deaden the sound of it clacking on there. It's just a piece of felt, or you can even get felt circles, stick them felt circles, or you can buy a piece of rug and just cut them out to the size of the magnet that you're using. So this is now here, and what I'm going to do while I'm misdirecting you is just grab it between my fingers. Now all I got to do is take this and drop it right back in there while I'm misdirecting you, and it's back in there. So, and I have two bells. I have one on this table, one on that table, and I may go pick that up as a distraction to getting the clapper back on there, that kind of thing. So all of these misdirection things that you do, it reminds me of Al Goshwin. All of the misdirection that he did when he was doing the coins under the salt shaker, or the pepper shaker. So he'd have a person on one side, a person on the other side. He's doing all this misdirection stuff. You build your routines based on people like Al Goshwin. Some of the routines that I do might help you when you're building your routine, that kind of thing. So that's that. Now, to get back to what I was saying, I got a brainstorm. I was just thinking about giving my daughter-in-law a Lazy Susan. She had built the coffee bar, and on the coffee bar she had condiments, but it didn't move around. You have to reach this way, that way inside the coffee bar. So I said, let me get her a Lazy Susan. All right, we'll get her a Lazy Susan. I realized that this one is too small, so I'm going to get her a bigger one. But I said, what am I going to do with the other Lazy Susan? And the idea came to me in a flash. I'm going to turn it into another hold-out table. So there it is. It's a hold-out table. All right. And again, I took the liberty of using the phone adapters that you get in the mail and I screwed in this phone adapter. See if I can get this off to show you. Give me a second here. I got another tripod. I got a phone adapter. These phone adapter hunks of metal. I don't know what they call them. I just see if I can just take this off. It's okay. So now I took the the middle of this round adapter, which screws onto an iPhone or something like that, or onto a clampy thing, for the iPhones. They may make these stupid iPhone holders and stuff. I just took it and I glued it, okay, and screwed it onto the onto the bottom of the Lazy Susan, so that I could take this adapter right here, these adapter guys, and a tripod, which you can buy, and I can use it as a demo. And what's nice about it is when I created this thing, let me just screw it back in here. Oops, just dropped it off the. So there's no room in this man cave to do anything. Let's put this right on here. Okay, let me just screw this back on. Sorry about that. Give me a second. I'm screwing it back on. Let me take a second here. Okay, so now that's back on there. All right. Is that if I put my 8-ball, if I take my 8-ball and I put it on one of these guys, let's just, it's here. But if I want a second 8-ball, I can put it here on the opposite side because I've got another magnetic holdout over here. So what's nice is I can actually, after I produced whatever I was going to produce under the cover of the cloth, okay, so this would be here. See if we can get this on here. Okay, so there we go. So it's on there. Now the ball is actually here. All right. So this could be a table too. This could be another one of these tables like you see right here. Okay, maybe you want to get a bigger Lazy Susan. They call it a Lazy Susan. So there could be a ball here on the right-hand side, and there could be a ball here on the left-hand side. But because of my handicap, I decided to be able to. The whole reason for coming up with this idea was the fact that if I had a ball here, say I had a ball here, and I already produced this ball, and I wanted to produce another ball, you know, like I'm being plagued by these 8-balls during my act. Oh my God, where are they coming from? All right, so for purposes, I could have the bell here, and I say, you know, the bell works pretty good over here, but if I turn it around this way, it works even better. Doesn't it sound louder? Now I've actually given myself an excuse to grab and move it forward, let's say the table. I've given myself an excuse to get this ball that's here over to here and produce a second ball. The third ball can be produced from a holdout here. And if you look at my my original magnetic holdout table routine by Frank Paris on YouTube, you will see that I have magnetic holdouts that go on my belt. So I can have one hanging here underneath my vest. So just look at that, okay? Go to the old one, and I may eventually integrate one into the other. But what's nice is I have the ability to, turn the tables, okay, for my handicap. Turn the tables, which is cute. So that's basically it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. The circles again are on Amazon. The double stick circles, the metal iPhone discs are on Amazon. I don't know if they're iPhone or Android or whatever, but they're metal discs. They have Stickum on them. But I actually add the circles to make it stronger. And because of heat and cold, after 3 or 4 months, these things are going to not work. And then you may just decide, you know what, I'm going to pull them off the bottom, and I'm going to use more metal discs, or buy more metal discs, or I will use the ones that I have and I will epoxy them to the bottom of the table. This way they're permanent, you know. I haven't epoxied anything onto these right now. They're just stuck on there with the circles. Okay, so they stay that way. And then just add the magnets, the round magnets. So that's it. So this was my new reason to create another video on the tables, and it is a way for you to use holdouts on your table. Okay, and if you want more references to the parts and the different things that I use, the components, go back to the original holdout routines that I put up on YouTube. Just type in Magician Frank Paris holdout table or Magician Frank Paris chop cup routine or something like that, and you will come across this new one, which I'm going to upload to the video to YouTube, and the old ones, so you have a frame of reference. Okay, anyway, it's been a pleasure helping you guys out with some new ideas, and I will say Frank Paris over and out.